Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Trader Summit, and I have Mr. Dick Matthews with us from Pardus FX here to break down everything that's happening in the FX market, which isn't a whole lot, is it, Mr. Matthews?
No, good day. Yeah. No, it's not. It's a real lull, isn't it? I don't know what's happened to volatility. And I don't really quite understand why it's so low. Unless there's something particular going on in the options market, which no one's seeing. I still think that you have upside and downside risk involved in the markets. You might get some amazing news out of Ukraine. Macron might, the leader of the Western world now, apparently, according to him, might broker a peace deal with China and Russia. You know, you'd see everything spike up. Or just as likely, Putin throws a complete wobbly, oil, goes to $100, and there are risks there, both sides, and I just don't understand why it's so low.
Well, let's just discuss this out really quick, maybe on more of a broad term. The dollar index found a low this last week, and it matched the lows that we had from this year back in February, and we basically stopped right at that level and bounced slightly. But if I had to have you just pretend I'm your client and I've got money going from the US and Europe quite a bit, 2-3 months from now, is the dollar going to be lower than it is right now, or is it going to be higher than it is right now? What are your thoughts
against sterling?
I'm sorry,
against the pound, or generally?
just the dollar in general. I mean, is the dollar going to be stronger, or are we going to actually see a new low for 2023 soon?
It bounced really sharply Friday afternoon, didn't it? Or Friday afternoon our time, Friday morning your time, after the retail sales figure, which I don't think is retail sales. I think it was Waller came out from the Fed and actually said again we're going to be higher for longer.
Maybe some of the commentary from some of the Fed governors.
Some other comments there which gave it some support. I actually keep reading, it's the death of the dollar, it's the end of the dollar, the NIMBY's going to replace it, the rupee could replace it, everyone's wanting to see the dollar lower. I've always been brought up, if you start seeing this is going to happen all over Twitter, all over the newspapers, all over the wires, it means everyone is short of dollars, or everyone's short of that position. And that's the time to get out and reverse it. It's a bit like everyone saying, got to buy gold, got to buy gold. Well, actually, it's too late to buy gold. I think you've seen the rally, and it's probably topped out now. So putting a gun to my head, I think the dollar will be stronger at the end of, in 3 months' time, which is end of August, end of the summer.
Yeah, so maybe that puts the euro down at maybe 107, 108. But where does the sterling go? Because we have UK inflation, and I'm gonna turn more near term. We got UK inflation coming up. What are your thoughts with the sterling here?
Just going back on the euro, it's very similar to sterling. It got above 110, got giddy, stayed there a bit, and then came back down pretty rapidly. Sterling did the same, got above 124.5, that funny number, 124.46. Got up to 125. Whoa, I don't like it up here, like looking over the side of the Empire State Building, came straight back down. So I think there's maybe you've seen the rallies there. Inflation data is going to be interesting tomorrow in the UK. It's actually also out in Europe as well. Wage price inflation is still stronger than the Bank of England expects, and certainly actually stronger than we expected today when it came out. And I think with the public sector on strike here, doctors are looking for ridiculous pay rises, whatever, that there's starting to be a problem with wage price inflation. It's not calming down. Secondly, we saw a very respected magazine called Which, I don't know if you have it in the States, but it's a consumer magazine, saying that food price inflation had edged up again 17.2%. I mean, it's just an unbelievable number.
That is a big number.
My favorite breakfast is up by 35% this year, and cheese is up, and really odd things. So there's a lot of inflation in there. I think people are in for a disappointment tomorrow in the inflation figure in the UK. They're looking for it to drop back in the single figures down from 10.4%. Whether it does, I'm not so sure, but I think core inflation is proving really, really stubborn. And let's, getting serious about this for a moment. or I am serious about inflation. The Bank of England's target rate is 2%. You know, 5 times their target rate, and you're going to get season adjustments and whatever, but you're still 5 times their target rate. And that leads on. So what's the Bank of England going to do? Are they going to move base rates up? God only knows. They should move them by 1.5%. They might move them by 25 basis points. I'm not convinced they will. I think they're looking for any excuse not to do it. And they've got almost into this, inflation's finished, it's done, that's problem's gone away. It's a bit like it's transitory. They think that they've conquered it. They haven't conquered it, and it's still a big problem. So I think tomorrow could be a disappointment. Conversely, bad news on inflation should be good news for sterling, because people will expect to see, you know, base rates go up. I'm in the camp that just about don't think they will. So I think any rise in sterling is going to be capped again, certainly by the high we saw last week of 125 something. I can't remember what it was.
I think it's about 125.50 or 125.60, something like that, right?
So I think that's the top, and then you're going to start seeing it edge down again, especially when the Bank of England disappoints.
Well, you know, so I guess we're not expecting any type of Alan Greenspan surprise hike scenario from Mr. Andrew Bailey, are we?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for keeping us so square.
He's just getting those great big coloured shoes on at the moment, and the funny nose on.
And some
yeah, don't get me. He's the worst governor of the Bank of England that I've ever known. He is absolutely horrendous. He was horrendous at the FCA. He should never have got the job in the first place. He's a civil servant. He's not a banker. Anyway, end of rant.
Well, Dick, before I let you go, anything else in the currency market that has your attention right now that you want to give to the Traders Summit community?
Not really. I mean, I'm just worried about this volatility. It just seems really, really odd to me, and I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Hopefully, volatility comes back sooner rather than later.
Well, we do too. I know we've been a little probably spoiled with FX volatility as of the last year and a half. So maybe there's these few calm days. We might have just needed them.
Well, they always say in the UK, there's an old saying in the stock markets that you sell in May and go away. So the old boys in the stock market used to go sell in May, and then we got our summer, and they come back at the end of the summer. And the markets used to traditionally be very quiet over the summer, but not anymore. But maybe we're approaching May. It's only a week away. Maybe that's the reasoning.
Maybe that's it. Well, Richard, I want to thank you for being here. And if you all like what Mr. Matthews brings to the table each and every week, make sure you give him a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, jump in the comments. Maybe you can shed some light on why we are just not seeing a lot of volatility right now. Maybe it's options expiration week. Who knows what it is? But Mr. Matthews, thanks for joining us today, and we will see you next week.
Fantastic. Have a good week. Cheers out.
Bye-bye. Hey traders, Blake Morrow here. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the bell notifications so you do not miss any of our market-related trading analysis from some of the leading industry experts. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next video.